After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 537. Today is Monday, January 16th. No, it's not. It's Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I do apologize if you can't hear me really well. My voice, I'm fighting a cold. So,
now we do have the mic on, so
we'll see how it goes. Okay.
We hope to make this whenever we say we make it a quick one, it ends up being not a quick one.
I've got a caffeinated tea to help me because I've been really drowsy all day. I promise I will try to get a nap in sometime. Maybe. Okay.
No, that's not a promise when you say maybe.
It's a caveat. Okay, so
there we go.
We how many? Oh, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad you found us. We hope you see something that you like and that you will keep coming back. If you are returning, we're always glad to see you here. And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to subscribe. Just tap the little subscribe button on your right, the little red button, and tap the little bell. That way you can get notifications. And if you don't mind, share it. Share the podcast with other people so that people can find us. How many?
I have 4.
I have 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me take a quick sip and I'll go through it. Yeah, I did one extra yesterday, just with I probably should get one more in. And of course, there's the one I always do under shop, because that's what it is.
Right. So what are you drinking and what's in your...
Oh, duh. Sorry. I've, both in my Yeti and in my reindeer mug, I have, I have, Viking Prince.
Which is How to Train Your Dragon? Is that right?
Yes, How to Train Your Dragon tea blend kind of thing. And it's just a nice black tea with other undertones too. It's nice. It looks like it's some sort of chocolate chips in it or something. Mm-hmm. So,
I'm not going to...
Thank you. And I'm not going to taste yours either.
Nope. In my Woodland Creatures Adagio mug, there's my owl. I have Talia's Healer Blend, and it's a chocolate chai, essentially, isn't it?
It is. I designed it to be a chocolate chai because that Mom loves chocolate teas and Mom loves chai teas.
So in it, I have a teaspoon. I have a sweet tooth, so I have a teaspoon of Adagio whipped chocolate honey and a teaspoon of sugar, rock sugar, and I have an ounce of warmed vanilla almond milk, sweet and warm vanilla almond milk. So this is really, really good. I was concerned that maybe I wouldn't be able to handle a more creamy kind of tea. Mm-hmm. And later on today, I might have my Invictus in Health.
Right, I'm actually a little surprised you didn't go with that or with Physician.
Well, I need more caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Well, Physician's got Mott.
Yeah, but it only has moderate caffeine. This has high caffeine.
Yeah.
So
I guess the chamomile even sings out for that.
Mm-hmm. So I'll have that later on. But yeah, so this is really good. It's like, Talia and I were talking about this before we got on camera. I love chocolate, but chocolate teas and stuff. I can't have a hot chocolate; it's too sweet. This is really good with the sweetness of the honey and the sugar. It just, and the little vanilla almond milk is just very smooth and makes me happy. Mm-hmm. And it's waking me up a little bit, so that's good.
Which is good.
Yeah. Now, for the alongs, I'm just going to say we have 2 going on. We have the PHN Movie Night Make Along, and that's 2023, and I'm just calling it a Make Along because we're doing knitting and crocheting, loom knitting. We're doing paper crafts like cards and origami, anything that's kind of paper crafts, journaling, things like that, artwork, things like that we have been getting into enough that we want to open it up for that, for the alongs. I think we said weaving as well.
Yeah, I think you did.
It's. I think all the stuff is in the thread in the group. So I'm not going to go through all the.
I think I need to update the hashtags in the video.
Yeah, all this stuff is in the group. This is the full year along. Somebody did ask a question about TV shows. I did answer it in the thread, but just in case you have questions, TV shows are not eligible for this. This is for
the cinema.
It has to be movie theater. Okay. Now, if the thing originated, like if say Grease, okay, Grease originated in movie theater and it's also shown on TV, Grease is okay. It originated in the theater. Shorts, like the old time movies where they had like double features with the little shorts in between, those are acceptable. Those were movie theater.
Now, if if there's another version of Grease and it was only online, that doesn't count. It has to be the version that was on, at least in the movie theater.
Yep. Star Wars is, the one that originated in the movie. We're not talking about Disney Plus or anything like that. We're talking about actual movies, and movies can be the regular theater. It can be a what do you call it? Drive-in.
Right. Well, we're trying to harken back to a certain time period, a certain feeling.
Yeah, the family movie night. You went to the movies. You had popcorn. And it's not just the movies. It's the beverages and the
the movie theater experience.
If you have something that's a ticket,
I'm sure there's patterns for a ticket.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, even the golden ticket.
I was just thinking that.
And that is a movie. Yes, it's on TV
there's
now.
There's two different ones that are released in cinema.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I didn't like that one.
The Weird Johnny Depp one too.
I didn't like that one.
But it still was released in the cinema.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is a newer along, so there might be some clarification.
And by newer, we mean brand spanking new.
Brand spanking new. This is new, and it's a full year, okay? The hashtag is hashtag PHN. Oh, what did I say? PHN Movie Night 2023.
It's a baby along, so be nice to it.
Be nice to it. This is wide open because we have not just knitting, crocheting, and loom knitting. We have paper crafts. Okay.
You don't want this along to cry because he's just little baby.
No, he's cute. Okay, and the prizes will be pulled quarterly for that one. Now the Ready Set Go is a veteran,
a toddler.
A toddler, yes. This is where you start all the things and all the information is in the thread. This is a quarter long, so it's January through March.
He might actually be in first grade.
Maybe. It's January through March, and the thing that's a little different for this one is that you can frog things through the end of January. If you frog it, you put what the thing was beforehand, and then you put the frogged in the same thread. That gets you a chance for a prize only for January.
Yeah.
If you take that frogged yarn and you make something else, then that also gets a chance for a prize. But you have to show it frogged and then,
so we know that.
So we know that that's it. We trust you guys, but it's just verification.
It's just awesome.
It's just verification, okay? See, and this there's no whips allowed in this in terms of it has to be started January 1st or later. Okay, you can't have anything that's already in progress. January 1st or later.
Right, the only thing in progress is if you're ripping it.
Right.
Because it's no more.
And at this point, there might be whips because, one whip per project per week. But it can't be started any later than January 1st.
Right.
But we're not going to go into that too much.
Because that's breaking our new rule.
That's breaking our rule. Except to say that the featured yarns and patterns are all the same.
Yes,
okay?
And you'll see them in the threads.
Yes,
because only people in the threads.
Only people in the group can do this, and that's our PHN podcast. .freeforums.net. I forgot to say that for whatever reason.
It's also going to be in the description box. All the information that is pertinent is in the description box.
Right. Okay, so that takes care of the alongs, and we're only 8 minutes in. How about that?
I know, instead of half an hour in.
Okay.
So it starts with me. And the first one should be in my Knit for Brains. Yes, it is Knit for Brains. Teapot bag that Laura gave me. This has my Laura's Hooded Cow, which is the Thorns Hooded Cow pattern by Sunshine something or other. I'm too lazy to pull the pattern out.
Yeah, I'll do it next time I do it myself.
Look at my little, I hate bugs, but look at my ladybug.
I got that for you.
Did you?
Yep.
I know I have a
Cracker
bunny
Barrel.
one somewhere.
Cracker Barrel. I think I got both of them from Cracker Barrel.
Well, I had some prior to Cracker Barrel.
Right, but that one I got in Cracker
This
Barrel.
one I think you did.
You-
the
you-
bunny one I think I got on my own, and I had a puppy dog I got on my own.
I thought those came from
the
Knitter's Magic.
Knitter's Magic, yeah.
That's our local yarn store.
I can't stand bugs. I'm absolutely like, even ladybugs, I just can't. But this one's cute. Even though I'm like, "Bleh, bug. I really don't do bugs.
Poor little Bugs Bunny.
Well, he's a bunny. That's different. He's not an actual bug.
I don't know. There are a lot of people who say he is a bug.
Well, there's a lot of people who call Spider-Man a bug too.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's an arachnid. He reminds people.
Well, that was what I meant.
I know. So
Let's see here.
this has made good progress. We are at the point where, the royal we. I am at the point where I am increasing to make the hood a little bit wider. Once, this is a free pattern, by the way. Once my yarn overs reach where the garter edge is, then I start thinking about closing up the hood. So this is a nice, fairly mindless pattern. Can't think of a time recent since I started the first one. I don't think I've had a point where I haven't had one on the needles.
I'm looking for my hook and it's in my hand.
I hate it when I do that. But yes, this yarn was one that Mom let me use. She had picked it up not knowing what to do with it.
Well, I was kind of bullied into buying it.
I can see where, well, the price was amazing. That's what it was. The price was, and it wasn't just me bullying. I think
It was some stranger.
was it?
She's like, you really need to get this. I'm like, okay.
Well, it was beautiful yarn.
It was
It is beautiful yarn, and it
Do you
was.
have scissors?
I should. Yeah, hold on. And an amazing price. Yes.
Just sneak that.
I don't remember what the price was. I just remember that it was something that was ridiculously amazing. Where do you want it?
Just snip it. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So I don't have that knot in my project.
So yeah, there's that. And I still have plenty of yarn left. I will have plenty of yarn left to do with what I want with it.
It's a pretty yarn.
It is a very pretty yarn. It kind of has a.
Oh, gee.
Maybe you shouldn't put it on wood.
Yeah. Let me see here.
It almost gives a periwinkle feel at times.
Yeah, it does.
So yes, very nice. Very happy.
Let me just get this. I'm in the middle of changing colors for this. I was hoping to get it done before Ty finished speaking, but
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to say about this. You know, it's not a terribly complex. I haven't been doing a lot of complex things lately, but fatigue, and then we picked up more religious reading this time around.
Right.
So I've been struggling to keep up there with the fatigue.
okay. Let me just do a couple of stitches here. I'm working on my scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel, and
That's shocking.
just want to. I'm changing a color, so I want to make sure I'm at a place where I can pick it up without the thing falling apart. Let me just do a stitch here. I'm changing from the plain yarn to the variegated. Let me see here. There we go. That should do it. Let me just show you. Okay. Let me just close this off so you can see it. Okay. So this is in my Knitting's My Bag angel bag. Matches my shirt. And I worked on it a little bit. This one I did work on a little bit after the podcast. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Let's see, I need to cut these strings here. Attached to 3 balls of yarn. So you can see it is growing. Sorry, Ty.
It is growing.
It is growing. I really like the way it looks, and I already have in mind the one I want to do next. But I have to dye up the yarn. So yeah, let me show you here.
Well, it'd be nice for you
See,
to
look at
have
that.
one that you've got dyed up.
Yeah. This is mainly Miss Babs, but there's some
Oops,
Dragonfly
funny.
Fabers and stuff. Did I do something?
You almost knocked something off your tee.
Oh.
Oh, there's my shawl. I was like, I know I was wearing it earlier.
So yeah, so that's just it. There's not a whole lot to say about this one because you've seen it a million times.
I think most of these projects are going to be like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of my favorite projects. So I like working on this particular pattern, I have to figure out, when it's too many shawls. I guess Charity will take them if I don't have enough room to have more shawls. My husband's like, how many shawls do you need? All the shawls.
All the shawls.
All the shawls.
All the shawls match all the outfits. Or all the possible outfits. Or if you want to change up the look of your outfits because you have a different shawl.
Yep.
This one here is a finished
Yep.
one. And this is a finished Thorns Hooded Cow. I found that I prefer it with the normal hood versus the very wide hood. I don't like the way the very wide hood frames the face as much.
I might have to borrow your one with the wide hood and see how it looks.
Yeah, sure.
So I can see how it looks, because I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to start doing the hood.
Right.
And I want to see if...
Because you see how the normal one frames the face.
Well, I'll put them both on and see which one I think looks better, or you can tell me which one you think looks better for me. But
a lot of times it comes down to personal taste. So, and I don't know, if I really find that I don't care for, I could always tear back the hood and remake the hood for the red one to the way I like it.
Right. Well, that's why I want to do. I want to try it before you do that.
Yeah.
So, because then I would lose my
your opportunity.
What? Do I have a knot in here?
Potentially.
There's a knot in here.
I hate when stuff like that happens. So yeah.
But that's all I have to say about that. I'm a little disjointed today because, like I said, I'm not quite all here today. I will do my best to be coherent.
MPKC.
Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat.
Peppermint, that's what it was.
Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat, if you please. It should be an IYP. MPKCIYP.
Does she only speak in acronyms? Letters? Well, isn't acronym...
Acronym would be like, they make a word. I think, isn't it?
Doesn't acronym just... It's a bunch of letters that... is a shortening, like STEMI
I always thought that an acronym was something that made a word. I might be mistaken, but I always thought it was like, IMF is
Impossible Mission
Force. But
IMF wouldn't be a word on its own.
But it's not a word, so...
But that's an acronym.
I don't know that it's an acronym. Unless it becomes a word on its own because it's been said so much.
I don't believe an acronym...
I'd have to check that out. I don't know. I can't think about it right now. I'm not sure.
I believe an acronym only has to be, a lot of times it will at least sound like a word, so you could say it quickly.
I want more of this.
You want more of the mug, or do you want more of the tea?
I want more. Please, sir, I want some more. Okay, I am a little out there today, apparently. Okay, go on. Your turn.
Okay, so in my Kikaboo bags, Blue Autism Awareness bag, this one keeps trying to poke through. I need to have needle protectors on it because it keeps trying to poke through the bag because the needles are sharp. I think these are US ones.
I don't like working with small needles like that. And like I said earlier when we were talking about that, it's because unlike with crochet hooks, you can't have the bigger handle.
Right.
So, because it would interfere with your stitches.
Right.
So, I don't have anything big to grab onto.
Right.
It hurts my hands.
So
that's pretty.
Is the
watermelon socks?
Yeah, these are watermelon. Well, I have two different watermelon socks. So this is obviously the self-striping watermelon socks. These are afterthought socks. So I knit until I've decided that I have enough. Which this is a reused yarn, so I could go even to just finishing the skein and just have maybe even a long sock.
What do you mean a reused yarn?
I had used it for something else prior. I think I made
You pulled it out?
What?
You pulled it out?
No. I used part of the skein.
Oh, it's okay.
It's
right.
I guess reuse is an improper term.
Yeah.
It's leftover yarn.
Okay. Yeah,
so
cool.
I think I made Davina a hat or something.
I think you might be right.
But I think that I still will have enough to do, even if it just ends up being shorties. I don't think it will.
For another pair of socks?
No, just for this pair of socks.
Oh, right.
Because you got to remember, this is supposed to take both feet and the legs.
So, did you weigh it? Is that how you worked it? You weighed it?
I did weigh it, but this particular skein, it doesn't matter. Or this particular pair of socks, it doesn't matter. You just go until you run out of yarn. and then you look at approximately where you want the.
Oh, it's one. Okay, it's all one.
It's all
okay,
one.
It's one too.
So like I
Okay.
have a leg on a cuff on this end, and then when I make it to the end, I put on a toe.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I decide where I want to separate,
Okay.
and then
Then you have to add a heel and a
then I
toe.
have to add a heel and toe,
Uh-huh.
or add a toe and a cuff, and then I would end up adding a heel after that.
Okay, gotcha.
So that
was really popular for a while.
It was, and I wanted this with the idea of doing this in the hospital. Of course, that didn't happen, but I do think this is a really good way to use up leftover self-striping yarn, because there's points where you just don't want to have to worry about anything
Right.
except just knitting.
Right.
So that makes this fun. I know that I have another one in here that'll go after that. This was used in a stethoscope cozy. So this
That's
is
pretty.
left over from that. This is really pretty. I wish I remember the name of the colorway.
Makes me think of the sea.
It might have been something to do with that. I can't remember. Because it's been so long, and with these kind of skeins, it's not like you can just stick the yarn in there. I mean, it's a gobstopper, gumball, whatever they happen to call. I know the one brand calls it gobstopper. I'm not sure if all of them call them gobstoppers.
No, there was
I think I've heard some people call it gumballs.
there's a person who specialized in it before they got real popular, and I forget what she called it.
Yeah, because she called it something else.
Yeah. I think it was a German thing.
So I do really enjoy these, and this is a nice way to keep stripes very obvious. Just enjoy the striping process and worry about the heels and toes later. I do have another sport weight with a self striping that's actually got a pattern to it.
You mean like a picture pattern?
No, it's got it's got like waves to its scallops too. I think it's called Victorian scallop sock actually.
So the pattern has
There is a pattern to it.
In the pattern, yeah.
Yeah. So
Not in the yarn, not in the color.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's self-striping.
Well, because there are some colorways. I don't know if the indie dyers can do it or not, but so every once in a while you pick up a colorway in the store, the big box store, and when you crochet or knit, it'll have like little flowers or
I mean,
whatever.
arguably, West Yorkshire Spinners comes pretty close to almost a self-pattern
Or
type.
does it?
Well, you think about you have this stripes, but you also have between colors it this kind of. I don't have any here. At least for the birds, it's like this kind of checked
Okay.
stripe.
Okay.
For lack of a better term, either it's like black, small white, small black, small
Right,
white, or
right.
I think one was small brown.
Don't we have something with sugar?
No, I don't think so because the owl is in my room,
Oh, okay.
and we didn't make any other toys out of West Yorkshire Spinners.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The original owl belongs to me.
I think I was thinking about my kitty cat.
No,
And that's Miss Babs.
No, that's Miss Babs. I don't think either is because we don't usually pick up sport weight West Yorkshire Spinners. That was an accident. I got it as a gift. So, oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't. I picked up on purpose to design the owl because I wanted owl yarn for owl toy,
right.
and I got the fingering weight
And
owl
they
by
gave it to you,
accident,
yeah.
and they let me keep it. That's what it was.
Companies are good about that. I know.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
happened to me with Mad Tosh one time, and they gave me the skein and sent me another one.
And I know indie companies can't afford to do
Oh,
that.
absolutely not.
But the bigger boxes is nice when they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, this is just really fun. I wish I could remember who the dyer is. It's got the little seeds scattered throughout. And this is just some Knit Picks Black. But yeah, fun stuff.
You just
Let me put the ball back in the bag. Ah, where'd you go, ball? Come here. Now, naturally, because these are actual balls instead of cakes, they do tend to roll away.
right. Roll away, roll away.
A cat's dream.
Here, hold on. Let me put these away. I've got yarn all over the place here. I'll have to go through and detangle a little bit. But one thing I really like about this project is that it moves really fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just it goes.
It's always nice to have something moving.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a small project. It just
Self-striping things move really fast. Now, granted, this is a lot smaller than what you got going there.
right.
But my stitches are a lot smaller than what you've got
I
going
have to
there.
get another Surabel on the. I can't believe I don't have a Surabel
How do
working.
you not have a syrup?
I don't know. I was talking to Rena about the Surabel because I was teasing her. She what did she say? She said something. Oh, she was addicted to corner crochet. I said, oh, kind of like my Cerebel and the scraps. She said, yeah. She said, I have a Cerebel too. I got her hooked on the Cerebel.
Well, because even
my job here is finished.
Well, you have all the baby yarn.
Yeah.
How do you not have a Cerebel on the?
I don't know. I think I just haven't wanted to. I've just
not wanted to start.
Not wanted to do anything. I just. I've been writing.
Well, that's good. It is your turn.
I need you to drink.
Okay. Tay.
Okay. In my B-Wing country bag, which I love my bag, and I love the person who gave me this. Thank you, Brittany. Let's see here. This is my Country Rose blanket project from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern by K.F. Jones, and right now it's just a long. I only did the work that I did on the podcast. I just haven't been. I've been singularly unmotivated. By the time we sit down to watch a movie or something, I'm tired, and so I don't. This was all untangled, but anyway, I'll have to untangle it later.
Oh, the Laura scrap shawl pattern, scrap scarf.
She told me I better not quit this, because apparently she's giving me some proper weight
mini
scraps, mini scraps or whatever.
Because she hates that Mom uses full length.
Yeah, it makes her.
Although actually you've been pretty good with these because you have it made out of scraps that I gave you.
Right. No, usually when I'm using full scraps is when I do my shawl, because after a while, let's face it, it's a big thing across, and if you kind of have to use a bigger skein.
Well, I'm sure it'd be nice once I have the it was called Harry at the time, so I'm going to call it what it used to be called, the Harry yarn, the really pretty green, red, and gold, the self striping. That's a sport weight. That'll look really lovely in there.
That'd be pretty. One of these days, I'm going to do a scrap shawl with minis and just let it.
Right, and let it do its thing.
Just let it do its thing.
Even if you have in your mind, this is just my in-house shawl of many colors.
Yeah. Because it would be kind of fun to just go until the mini skein
runs
out, and then go to the next one. It would be probably absolutely horrendous.
But, if you have in your mind when you start it that this isn't necessarily something you're going to go out with, this is your shawl of many colors, then you would just have fun with it.
Davina would love that.
She would.
She would love.
She would never wear it.
No. She would love to help me pick out the yarn. She'd just put her hand in the basket.
Right, because that's not something you can just like when you do the blankets.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do this idea, you have to just go with it.
Yeah. Well, I have to put in my head that that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, I won't be able to do it.
Right. I like I said, you have to be in your head like this is my shawl of many colors. Hey, if you do it, I'll do it with you.
Oh, that's a crochet.
You do crochet, I do it knit.
Okay.
Because I had the basic idea from.
Yeah.
So we can do it together.
That'll be fun. Well, I have to. If I do that, I guess I have enough skeins here, but I don't have any 20 grams really. I have to. I have a whole bunch I can dye up, but then I have to deduct it from my shop. I guess I have to do it anyway if I give it out as.
Because I have a lot of leftover scraps. Both of different weights, and I did more like a dig into my heavier weights. And it wouldn't matter that they aren't superwash necessarily. I don't have to care. It wouldn't matter if they don't have nylon.
Right, because they don't.
Because it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, so this I don't know if you got a good look at this. I'm still working on Heidi's yarn. I'm not sure what color this is.
Oh, that's one I gave you. That is hold on, Snap Crackle Crap Pop.
Yeah. And then I actually have some of my yarn in here too. Like this is Little Buddy Foo Foo, and this one is
because I knit socks out of your
I think
yarn.
this is one of my autism colorways.
Yeah. That is
Don't Worry, Be Happy, or
no. That is it's okay to be different.
Okay, it is.
And there's Captain America.
And I cannot remember the names of my bright ones because some of them are so similar. They're different. You can't use them together.
Well, and also she hasn't seen them for a while. These are ones that I recently made socks out of, which is why I know what the colorways are, because I usually name the socks after the colorways because I'm lazy.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about this.
Okay, so next for me is another sip of tea.
Yeah. My tea's almost all gone. It's helped me to clear up a little bit, so that's good.
I do want to show before I go on to the next one. You're probably going to see a new nail polish each time because I'm trying something.
It looks orange on the screen.
It does look orange, only on this screen though, I think. This is called Ready, Set, Run. It's a really bright red. Mom's looking forward to some of my deeper reds coming in. I want a whole spectrum of reds because that's usually what I prefer. I feel like it looks classy. And this is a shiny
finish
top coat.
Yeah.
Last time I had a matte
Yeah.
top coat. So next time might be unicorn. Although they have one that's actually called like Snowflake, which is even slightly different.
That would be really pretty on a pink.
Snowflake. Well, maybe on
unicorn or whatever. Or
unicorn. I'm either gonna put it on the Scarlet Starlet, which has got a little bit of a pinky tone to it. Although the Snowflake, which I don't have, might look really pretty on that too, because it's a little bit smaller shine.
Whimsical.
Yeah, it's fun, and also it might help me prevent some of my bad habits. Because.
Yeah, Ty got me something to help me with my nails set, hopefully, because with this psoriatic arthritis, my nails are taking a beating.
Yeah, and I also am put underneath this. I have strengthening. I have one that's supposed to strengthen nails, and then one's hard as supposed to harden it. So I took the ones that I had picked up for you that I said weren't good enough for you because you needed more, and I wasn't able to cancel it. So I was like, I'll just use it for myself rather than let it go to waste.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Which we do things like that all the time.
We do. Davina was excited because I had asked for red nail polish. She had red nail polish I could use for Christmas, but she doesn't wear red nail polish. She wears pinks and all these other
girly girl colors.
Yeah, well, we have a different color palette.
We do. Well, she's a different color palette. She's a spring or a summer. We're winters, so.
Right, exactly. She wanted to pick me up red lipstick, and I was like, "It's okay, kid. I'll pick my own." Because I think she was thinking you would go with the whole femme fatale kind of red lip, red nail polish kind of thing.
Well, she wanted. I think it's vicarious because I won't let her wear makeup.
I think you're probably right.
She doesn't need makeup. She's pretty enough without it, and she won't put on just a little.
No, she will cake it on.
She will cake it on, and her skin can't handle that.
And honestly, we want her like a clown because she's gonna overdo it because that's what she thinks is done with makeup.
Because she doesn't realize that it's meant to enhance, not to.
And honestly, that does. Like, I know, even though in college I wasn't trying to overdo it, it was a learning curve.
Well, everybody has a learning curve. Everybody overdoes it. I can remember when I first started. You don't realize that it's supposed to enhance. You think, oh, it's.
Well, I think I was trying to enhance, but the person I learned from, while she was trying to enhance, she also did it heavier than maybe was.
And she was a different color.
And she was a blonde, and
she was a real blonde.
Real blonde, and I'm, of course, a dark brunette, so our color palette was completely different. So she could help me with the basics, but I had to learn the rest myself. And eventually I did get very subtle with it.
Yeah. I learned how to do that too. I actually, when I first started working after I got married, they were really big into the color, what color goes with your season type thing. I was a winter, so they took me and they put the thing over your head to hide your hair and everything, and they gave me the palette, so I knew what the palette was, and I tweaked. And I'm a very subtle palette. I don't like things to hit. My husband was always, wear the red lipstick. I'm like, no, red is too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear more natural kind of shades.
Yeah, me too.
When I wear it.
Yeah. Although there's almost no point in me wearing it because when I go out, I mask, not because of COVID, but because I have.
Just mast cell and all that.
Yeah, with my mast cell, scents can really knock me out, and I'd rather not deal with that.
And I basically just wear, some kind of natural lipstick, and I'll wear concealer because I have my eyes, I get dark circles.
I want to say it was CoverGirl had something that was very cool where, maybe it wasn't CoverGirl or something like it, but it would have, based on your eye color, this is what's good. And eventually I went with you could have one that was like pink in several shades, or one that was a light brown gold in several shades. I tended to prefer the light brown gold, even though I would also wear the pink going into that. They're both very subtle, but the problem is when you wear glasses.
Yeah.
I kept having things flake into the glasses at work.
I was always kind of intrigued by the things that, based on your chemistry of your skin or whatever, it would change colors to match your skin. I'm not sure how it worked.
That's interesting.
I've
never heard of anything like that.
I remember when it first kind of came out in the 80s. I think I was in college when it first came out, and it's enjoyed quasi-popularity. I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me if they still do that. I don't know. But it's something where you just put on your skin and it does whatever color it does. I don't know how it differentiates between your cheek color and your eye color.
Right, exactly.
But
I mean, it might be simply blood vessels or whatever.
Well, sometimes I use my blush and my eyeshadow the same thing because it was a subtle color.
Right. I liked, partially because of the glasses, I liked to do mascara as well.
I hate using mascara. It just gets in the way.
Well, I would get the ones that wouldn't bleed, but I do have long lashes, and like my lashes are constantly hitting here.
Okay, we need you to.
Yes, sorry, that was complete random. Did I do a project?
I don't know.
No, I didn't. I showed off nails polish instead. Okay, so next is in my Adelaide cottage, not college. These bunnies are not in college.
How do you know?
Well, none of them are.
Did you ask them?
Well, if they're in college, they aren't studying the way they should be.
Well, they have to have some downtime. Maybe they're on spring break.
Maybe they are on spring break. But, okay, so these are the spring break bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura gave me this bag. This is another watermelon sock. This is Mom's Neon Watermelon colorway. And it definitely is a very different feel. Actually, they're very close to I just was working on this now, which is why it's a little farther, but this was the one I was working on most of the week. They're kind of keeping neck and neck. Although this one is one that I'm not doing the afterthought with this one. This is Kay's pattern. I say this is vanilla cream socks. So once I get to a certain point, I will be stopping to do the gusset. Yeah.
Did you say one was vanilla cream and one was vanilla latte?
I'm not doing the vanilla latte right now. Vanilla latte had a little bit of patterning going on, and that was a West Yorkshire spinner sock that I was working. That was the Kingfisher socks.
Right.
I don't have that sock on the needles right now, but this one, the vanilla cream, I do. So after I reach a certain point, I usually do about a 7-inch leg, maybe a bit longer.
I don't know what happened to my pattern.
For which?
For this. It must be. It's probably in one of my other bags.
Okay.
I hope.
Oh, if it's not, it's easy enough to find and print off again.
Yeah, but I won't know where I'm at.
Right. I'm sure it's in one of your other bags. So, yes. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I need to be to worry about the heel. But yes. That's the only reason why this might not always get as much work as this done. If I don't really feel like thinking about placing my heel, this I don't have to think about anything except, ooh, stripe. Ooh, stripe.
One more row.
Yes, exactly. Shiny.
Shiny.
So, yes. I like having both of these together because they are, they're supposed to represent the same thing, but it's very different. Although you can both tell what both of them are trying to represent. That's probably it.
I don't know what this is. No, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to scratch it. I don't know why I have it in here. I never look at it.
I was going to say, you never look at that pattern.
I think I look at it to start it.
That might be.
And then that's...
Especially if you're doing a cerebral at the same time.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me see if it's in this one. There it is.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right. In my Knit for Brains teapot bag that was given to me by Laura Concert. Isn't that pretty? It's got owls on it. My owl teapot bag. If you couldn't guess from our chatter, I'm doing the Thorns cowl. It's
Hooded cowl.
Hooded cowl. And this is Arwen's Hooded Cowl project. And I'm using Miss Babs in the slate blue colorway. And I'm on a knit section, I believe.
Now they have an option where you could do like this long tassel at the end here.
I'm not doing.
I have chosen not to do that.
I don't want to do a tassel.
I just think it would be uncomfortable. It would also create extra weight there.
Right.
That's unnecessary.
So yeah, and I don't like an extra weight on the back of my head. So
I think it would actually end up being more extra weight on the top.
I have one more row to do on this before I start the purl row again. And then I have 3 rounds and another round of purl and 2 rounds, and then I start the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can say this because it's a free pattern.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think we've said this multiple times. This woman gives 3 versions or 4 versions of this cowl. And versions of the hood, and it's free.
Yeah.
Pick it up before she starts selling it, because this is a lot of work. It's very well written.
Yes, it is.
And it's a cute little pattern. If you want it,
I wear mine constantly.
Yeah, if you want it before it gets, even if you pay for it, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's really a good pattern. We were blessed to pick it up while it was still free.
It's still free
And
now.
it might still be free.
It is still free.
So-
Last time I looked, which was I think last year, it was still free.
And it has the option, like Talia said, of having this. Can you see the little thing hanging down the back? A tassel?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting that on there.
I don't like to have anything that someone can just be like yank.
Yeah, I
Not
don't.
to mention that with the scalp tenderness I had, that's just extra unnecessary weight.
I can't even wear hats that kind of put a little extra weight on my neck, so having a
Well,
tassel
that's not
back
going to
there-
put extra weight on your neck. That's going to put extra weight.
No, but
here.
I'll know it's there.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's no extra weight on some of those hats either. It just it makes me feel whatever. But yeah, so that's this. It's moving along very nicely, and that's all I have to say about projects.
Okay, so my final one is in my little skein in the big wool Superstar Velveteen Rabbit bag that somehow survived my abuse in a way that most drawstrings bags would envy.
I think that's one of the first bags I picked up for you.
He's a warrior bag.
Yeah,
Warrior rabbit. He's real.
he's real.
So,
Velveteen Rabbit.
and it makes me happy because this was probably close to my favorite book as a young kid.
That and corduroy.
Oh, I also used to like Are You My Mother?
Yes. Are you my mother?
I think I must have thought the bird was cute or something because I can't imagine why else I would have liked that book. But yes, I think Velveteen Rabbit. Well, obviously Velveteen Rabbit was my favorite because I would think of Coco, my bunny, as like being the Velveteen Rabbit. Good old Coco.
Probably helpful that he was a brown bunny.
Yes. Well, he even now you look at him, he's got like that that kind of felted look around his mouth. Felt's probably not the warm look around his mouth, where he wasn't gray before. He's kind of gray.
I can't find my teddy bear. I'm sure he's real.
That's probably why you can't find him.
He was all loved to hear. He only had one eye that he came with. My mom put a button on him.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't became real.
I think,
and you can't keep a big bear in the house.
I can't keep a big bear in the house. So I think he's somewhere with Pooh Bear, trying to get honey from the honey tree. Yeah.
So he's real.
He's real.
So in this bag, this is another of Kay's vanilla cream socks. The yarn is dyed by Laura. That is my brain's not working, Mom, help me.
I don't know if that's not the flamingo, is it?
Yes, but the yarn name. I mean the designer.
Lollipop Girl.
Thank you, Lollipop Girl yarn.
Actually, it's Lollipop Girl Creations.
Okay, Lollipop Girl Creations. This is flamenco. By the pool, I think it is flamenco by the pool.
I thought it was Poolside Flamingo or something like that.
No, I think it's flamenco.
Whichever it is, yeah, I think you're right.
But this is a highlighter. It's for the heels and toes and cuff for this one. And then I've got the pink, which I forget what it's called, for the other one. So, and this came in a set. This is what she intended the use for. And I could have done like I did with my last pair of socks that I knit like this, where I had differing yarns for heels and toes as options. Last time I had heels one color, heels, I think it was heels and toe, heel one color, toe one color. I can't remember what I did with the cuff. Maybe I didn't have a different color cuff. I can't remember. But I had, the sock had different colors within it. This is just going to be pure yellow heel toe cuff, and the other will be pure pink heel toe cuff. So they will be cousins instead of, fraternal twins. But yeah, this is fun. This is bright. This isn't something you'd usually think of for a colorway for me. But
socks.
For a pair of socks, I will, I usually branch out a lot more. This is definitely a Laura color. This is definitely a Davina color. This is what we were talking about, like the springs and stuff. I would never wear something like this up against my face. I just don't have, the skin tone for that. Or really, it wouldn't be my inclination. But for socks, absolutely. It's funny, all my socks are in this kind of tone right now.
I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the skeins that Laura gave me. They're sitting there waiting for the perfect project because they're beautiful, beautiful skeins. I'm just waiting for the perfect project.
I know at some point I need to start your Shenandoah, was it cowl? With Ruse Meadow?
Ruse Meadow, yeah.
Because it requires like US ones or something.
Yeah. and that's a special pattern by Pat, who is Looney Hiker, and a special yarn that I won from Spicy Homemaker.
Yeah.
I almost said Spicy.
And you've
Mama.
been saving that one forever.
Yeah. It had to go in a special project because Rue.
Yeah.
And that's a Hunger Game reference. In case you don't know. You know, just.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Excuse me. I guess there must have been a little something special in that healer. No, I don't drink any alcohol. It's just
I don't know if either of us remember to turn on our lights.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
Good, because I didn't remember for me. Next, well, I'm done with projects. Any FOs?
No.
For design news, I'm just going to wave my bag for the design in progress. Oof. 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 That didn't want to come up. So, Laura made this bag for me.
Mine's got stuff in it, and yarn, I think, is in it right now. I usually take it with me when I go places. Because she said, Mom, you know, if you mess it up, I can make you another one.
And it's not like people can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize this wasn't my bag.
Yeah. Yep.
Really? It has my name on it.
Yep.
Not that that's ever been an issue.
No. Shop news for me. Are you doing shop news?
That was most of shop news. I mean, my shop is back on full swing again. So that's really all about that. I mean, I might slowly start adding a couple more rosaries that I created over the break. That I just didn't put up in the shop because I knew I was going on break.
I will be starting to color yarn again in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still trying to get things set up, at least with the yarn. I want to make sure I've got it all finalized for my end of year inventory for taxes. And I pretty much have it down. I just want to make sure that before I get started yarn dyeing, that I don't have any questions. I have to go back and look. So once I get that done, I can start dyeing yarn again, and I'll start into some of the brighter colors. You might see some of the autism awareness colorways coming in for March and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to get started with that. It just isn't going to be... Keep an eye on the shop. I still have stuff in the shop.
Right.
And all that. I know I was going to do a midwinter sale. I don't know when I'm going to have a sale. You might just have to keep your eyes peeled for it. It might just show up all of a sudden. So
those are fun too.
Yep.
Surprise sale.
Yeah, surprise
birthday
sale.
sale.
Birthday sale. Well, it's too close to my birthday already.
Or it could be starts at my birthday sale.
Her birthday is day after tomorrow.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's
gonna be old.
You're not ready? Already old?
Well, old, even older, ancienter.
Yeah. No, she's not older.
I'll be the ancient one.
She's not the older than dirt yet, but she's getting there.
Getting close.
Yep.
My body would say I'm already there. I'm already there.
All right. What's next?
Okay.
No graphic novel.
No graphic novel. Sorry for the allergies.
Stash enhancements.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Stash enhancements is next. So I'm going to start with the tea ones because that's what's easiest to reach. These are mostly, with Adagio, you can give birthday gifts using points, but in order to redeem your gifts, you do have to buy something. Yep. Now, Adagio has a couple of teas that if you... Adagio has a couple of teas that if you... You can't give them except at a certain time. They have one called Bella Luna that you can only pick up at the full moon.
Remember, I got it for Taya for Christmas.
And then they have two that you can only pick up at like 3 a.m. I think it's 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
And I'm never up.
And one is a sloth one that is supposed to like put you to sleep. And then there's Night Owl, which has like everything Mom loves in it. It's got cola nuts, it's got yerba mate, it's got black peppercorn, it's got, I can't read what that is. It's a kind of berry, lemongrass, marigold, peppermint, and lemon flavor. High caffeine. And what's most important,
owl.
It's got an owl on it.
If I could get the... Thank you, Ty, very much.
Yep.
If I could get the sloth without the tea, I would get the sloth because I love sloths. But and it's cute.
It is really cute.
But this is... I will actually drink this.
And you'll also keep the tin.
Oh, absolutely. This will keep my tin. It's adorable. I've got some tins with tea in it that I'm not going to drink. I just wanted the owl tin.
Well, didn't Davina get you a couple owl? I can't remember.
I think she did.
As for the rest of it, okay, so around your birthday time, anytime you pick up an order, they throw in this special birthday tea that you can't order. You can only get it during your birthday.
It's good too.
It is good. So it has black tea, natural flavor, whatever that means, and sprinkles. High caffeine. High caffeine is good. And let's see, these are now my gifts. Someone picked me up Valentine's, which has black tea, rose petals, natural chocolate flavor, natural strawberry flavor, cocoa nibs, dark chocolate chips, strawberries. This would be good with milk, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds good. Sounds decadent.
It does sound decadent. Then someone picked up some lemongrass for me. I have a ton of lemongrass, but it was really sweet of them. I might share my smaller lemongrass with you because I have a whole big one that when I was doing the nasty blend.
Oh, right.
And you like lemongrass a lot better than I do.
I've never had it by itself.
Well, I wouldn't have it by itself. I would say if you feel like you want a little bit more of a lemon taste to something one time, you add, now a little bit goes a long way. I found out the hard way. So, Boy,
Woody must really like lemon because he put a little extra lemon even in my blend, and my blend has lemongrass in it.
Yeah, I personally feel, now granted, I don't like as strong of a lemon flavor, but I personally feel that a little bit goes a long way. So just, try gently, a pinch to start, and then go from there. Because I know sometimes you like a little bit more lemon. So I will pass this on to you because I have a ton of lemongrass. And she doesn't ever, I think it was a she, never needs to know. It might actually be one of the ones that
Irishman gave me?
because he gave me a ton. So this is one of the, whoopsie, there he goes. Excuse me. Scottish Breakfast is one of my little sample packets that I got as a card. I was like, oh, I might as well try it.
Right. You haven't tried it yet? Scottish Breakfast?
Not Scottish Breakfast.
Oh.
Or if I have, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
So this is something we might be able to share. Orange peels. Now I know there's some recipes that use orange peels as well. I'm not very creative for putting extra things in tea. I think I'm rather bad at it. So,
I was like, Woody said, how are you going to do this blend with this, and this? How are you going to do that? Because you have all of these certain kinds of things, so you're very prescribed,
Yeah. So, yeah. Chopped orange peels. I usually think of this with cooking.
Yeah.
Even though I know people
I put it in my tea.
I just can't. I'm afraid to make it too orangey if I add extra to tea. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very creative in that area unless it's like a pre-made thing. So then someone else got me, and I know I need to try this at some point.
I have that too.
The pumpkin spice Moscow Mule. What's a mule?
I think some kind of drink. I remember reading about it when it first came out.
So
I have a whole bunch of those things.
I have a bunch of them too. I think we gave out some as prizes.
Yep.
So it's also a pumpkin spice, which is hit or miss for me because sometimes pumpkin spice can be a little bit more on the chai side. Yerba mate. This is a good tea. I'll just add it to my tin of yerba mate that I already have. This is, Irish breakfast, just because I've been enjoying Irish breakfast. Last time we had it in a packet, I enjoyed it. Black Dragon Pearls.
That was a gift.
This was a gift, and this is a tea that, it's actually one of the higher priced teas of the ones that are not a, whoopsie.
Master blend.
The ones that are not a fandom.
Fandom, yeah.
This is one of the first teas I picked up. So it's always nice to have more of this. This is really good. It comes in these little balls, and then they expand.
Cool.
Yes, I got a lot of gifts. Hunan Gold. This was good, too. And I believe Hunan's in China. It's a green tea.
I'm waiting as long as possible for mine because...
Well, I had to pick... Oh, I know what it was. I wanted to give someone a gift. I wanted to give some Viking prints. But I had to get my gifts coming in first because otherwise I would have sent her all my gifts.
Yep.
So that's what it was. She was excited, by the way. She was really happy to get Viking prints.
Oh, was she? Is that Jan? Or Mary?
I think it was Jan.
Jan, yeah.
I think it was Jan. Then Earl Grey Moonlight. I actually did really enjoy this last time.
I did enjoy it last time.
Because the first time I had it, not so much. But I think I let it cool more this time. And I think I didn't do it at 212.
I think I'm learning how to do it because I still don't like all the... I used to like them a lot, and then it started bothering me. But now that I learned how to steep it, I like Earl Grey Moonlight, and I like Lavender Earl Grey.
Yeah, I'm finding it in the same... And although I like... Well, I'm thinking the lavender... I need to have this again at some point. The lavender... Blast. Earl Grey... the London Fog.
All right. I never cared for that.
I enjoy that. Oh, here's someone gave me Irish breakfast as a gift, so I'll have to empty the small Irish breakfast into the big Irish breakfast, or just be like, I want more Irish breakfast and put them together.
Yeah.
This, I can actually then do my big old yellow Yeti container of Irish breakfast then, because there's enough in here. I can't for Scottish breakfast. I have to do a small one. So then I've been wanting to try this.
Which one they give you? That one or the other one?
They gave me this. The person, she made it. She gave me a sample instead of, she traded the card so I could have a sample, because that's the way she was able to give a gift. So I was able to redeem this in the card. I've been wanting to try this for so long. It just looked good, and it I guess it's some sort of green tea. I think the name just kind of made me want to try it. Chocolate truffle. I do have some of this, and this is good.
Yeah.
I think it would be good with milk. I don't know if I've tried that.
Excuse me.
It's black tea, cocoa nibs, natural chocolate flavor, chicory, dark chocolate chips, cocoa, and blue cornflowers.
I think we had that in one of our boxes.
I think you might be right. Gunpowder. Gunpowder is always a good one to have around. I tend to have a fair amount of that around. This one re-steeps. Gunpowder re-steeps really, really well. I used to steep this so many times when I was at work. And then peppermint. Peppermint is always
good.
Always good to have around. So yeah, really nice gifts. Gonna put these back in here. I've got a Viking print I'm gonna be getting for myself when I redeem the other ones. Although I know that, yeah. So there we go. There are those, and then we have our final. This was because we hit a sale on Craftsy, and I wheedled Mom because
no, it was Love Crafts.
You're right, it was Love Crafts. We don't do that much on Craftsy. You're right. It was a sale on Love Crafts, and I wheedled Mom. It's like, hey, it's gonna be so much less expensive if we go halves on this, and then you get some stuff and I get some stuff. So she went ahead and picked up some
paint box
for dyeing.
Yep. This is for me. It's not for the shop.
Yeah, and you'll have to figure out exactly what you want. Oops, here's another one.
Paint box.
That could be. It is heavier. It might not be quite enough for a hooded cow. I don't think it is. This
has got 218 yards each, so you're talking about 2, 4, 5,000 yards.
Oh, well then you might be fine because it's more than It takes about one Miss Babs and a bit.
Miss Babs is like 800 yards.
560.
Oh, you're right. 560. That's right.
So yeah, you have more than enough if you wanted to make a hooded cow, a heavier weight hooded cow.
Yeah.
But I picked up a couple of different ones. This is paint box here, and the colorway is Stripes Candy. I think it's fun how they tried to make it look like you have, your paint colors here.
Palette, yeah.
And then this one is, I love this one. This is called Stripes Rainbow. Isn't that fun? You know what it kind of reminds me of? Kingfisher a little bit. Kingfisher doesn't have the pink, but you got this couple shades of blue, and you got the orange in there.
Makes me think of a carnival.
Yeah, I can see that.
And this reminds me of, even though there's no black right, it reminds me of Good and Plenty.
That's probably why they call it candy.
Oh, is that what it's called, candy?
It's called Stripes Candy. So it might be based off of Good and Plenty. You might be right. Then this one's fun. That's
pretty.
Is Moody Sky. Yeah, this is definitely Moody Sky.
Reminds me of licorice.
Are you hungry?
No.
Okay. Now these next two, it's typical Cascade.
Oh yeah. Are they both? No.
Yeah, they're both Cascade, which means there is no. Hang on. There's no name listed on, which is a shame.
I do like the way they show this.
I do. So this one's really pretty.
That's another one that reminds me of a carnival.
It's soft.
Oh yeah, it is.
Cascade tends to be though. So there's how it's striped. Isn't that going to be pretty? And it's so soft. These are a little bit rougher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, paint box is a little more of a workhorse.
But that doesn't matter because honestly, that means they're going to be hold up really well.
And I think they wash soft.
They do. It's kind of like West Yorkshire Spinners.
Yes. And it's 100% wool, worsted wool, but it is super wash.
Yes.
So.
And this one here is also the Cascade. This is the one I first fell in love with.
That's pretty.
Because it's such a nice combination of colors. It's interesting. The striping is also slightly different.
Different, yeah.
As in, like, width? Oh, no, it is the same in width. No, not. No, it's not. There's more wide ones in this one, and there's only one wide section in this one. That's interesting.
They took pictures of it when they did it. That's cool.
I like when they do that.
You get an idea.
Even if they don't actually tell you the name of it, because this is color number 76. Too pretty to be color number 76. And
76 is very upset with you.
well, this is color number 75. 75 and 76.
They're siblings.
They are siblings. So yes, I'm happy about these colors because obviously I need more sock yarn.
Yeah.
But I do wear my socks. You know, it's always good.
And she makes some for me occasionally.
I do.
I just washed all mine so I can start wearing them again.
Yeah, you don't have any fingering weight ones. I think you usually have me make the heavier ones because you tend to wear them around the house.
Yeah.
Whereas I prefer the fingering ones for leaving the house.
Yeah,
because the heavier ones, you can wear them in boots.
Yeah, I like sport weight or sock weight for putting in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer the DK for all around, just in the house.
Yeah, although like
The worsted ones are when I'm cold.
right, something like the Dance All Nights, which is meant for a worsted weight yarn, it was very nice to have, you know, because you got the whole.
I put them on when I get cold at night if I,
I need to make a pair for myself again. I need to at some point splurge and just pick up, because you have to do 2 skeins in order to make a pair of socks out of that. It's 2 skeins of it's Chroma, Knit Picks Chroma, which is a nylon, a wool nylon, superwash merino, I think. And yeah, that's it's something that that's what the pattern was written for. And I do like the way it works up. I mean, that's what I designed a turtle out of. I just had to choose.
That's what my turtle's made out of.
Yep. And I have a couple. Well, I had a couple turtles. I kept
the one I sent away, I think, was also made out of chroma. I think.
So I probably will go. I haven't done the red velvet one yet.
Mm-hmm.
So what I might do at some point is pick up the red velvet, 2 of those skeins, and make myself. Because I don't have any. Oopsie, sorry, I'm sitting on my yarn. I don't have any Dance All Night socks right now. I poked holes in the ones I have because they were not super washed and I didn't realize it.
Or they weren't nylon?
I'm sorry, they didn't have nylon. They were not meant for socks.
Right. It wasn't the yarn's fault.
No, it wasn't the yarn's fault. I did not realize they weren't meant for socks. Miss Babs does not hold up well at all for socks.
But everything else,
I should be fair. Miss Babs...
non-nylon.
The Miss Babs Yowza. Mm-hmm. That's not what it's meant for.
Yeah. Yeah, we used it. You used it for something it wasn't meant for. So.
Exactly.
Okay, is there anything else?
No.
Okay, I did want to say, you saw the tins with the tea that Talia got me. And I mentioned this on our live stream over at the with our patrons.
Although that was an open one, so anyone can see it.
Yeah. And I put this question to them, and I got their opinions. We have a lot of these tins from the teas because every time you order this size for fandoms, you get a tin, at least for the time being. And what I asked was if they, and now I'm asking you, would you guys be adverse to receiving an empty tin like this with your prizes that you could use to put stitch markers and things in?
I've put stitch markers in them, and on one of the ones on my desk, Knit Picks has these fold-up needles. If you arrange things just right, you can get the fold-up needles in there. Barely, but you can get them in there. And so I would have stitch markers, a fold-up pair of scissors, and then one of those darning needles.
So these are metal, and they slide open, and they would be just random because whatever fandom we happen to pick up.
You might find that, oh, hey, I like the tea that's on my tin. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, at Adagio. This one I might not send out because it's a little bit bent.
Now that is the one thing. Like if they could potentially get a smidge, bent.
I might be able to fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. There it goes. Okay, I fixed it. So I have a big one of this, so I just dumped it into the. Mm-hmm. This one definitely has to be cleaned up because it had coconut in it, and coconut when they have the coconut is not like flavoring; it's fresh coconut.
It's fresh coconut,
so it gets sticky. But yeah, so if you think that's a good idea, let me know. I already had very, very overwhelmingly positive what's the word? Response.
Well, I know someone had a really good idea of putting a magnet in there. And
I've already done that. It's up there.
Well, no, what she did was sticking it to her.
To her cart.
To her cart.
Mm-hmm.
So it, then it wouldn't move anywhere. And actually, it's a really good idea because sometimes if they're in the bags, if you have to be careful not to step on the bags.
Right.
So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the rubber band I had around this. I don't know where it went.
Me either.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Put that there. Oops. So that's all we have. Oops.
Is it done?
Right, I'll pick that up in a minute. I'm not going to...
Yeah, you're not going to die for it.
Okay. So that takes care of that. I think that's it.
Yeah, that is. I am just going to do a plug for my booktube because I'm fairly active there right now simply because we have a historathon going in booktube. And if you want to know what that is, I do have a video about that as well as a couple of other videos since then. So, yeah. Are you enjoying yourself?
It smells good.
Okay, goody. So, yep, that's it for me. Is that it for you?
Yeah, we want to thank everybody who commented either in the PHN group or in the YouTube. Oh, before I forget, everybody, thank you for getting your addresses to me so quickly for the prize winners. Everything is packaged up. It's just waiting until I can get to the post office. Okay, so thank you for getting to me so quickly. I know I have to respond. I haven't had the brain power or the time to do so with any kind of
regularity.
Well, with any kind of coherence.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I answer properly. So I did get all your addresses. They're all packed up. They're all sitting at the door waiting to go out. My husband walked out this morning and said, boy, there's a lot of packages going out. I said, yeah, prizes. So those are going out. But anyway, going back to everyone who commented, we're very grateful for your comments.
Before you continue, I did forget, if you want to find the booktube, link is in the description. Talia Nerds Out. Because they're going to be like, what is it? You just said,
Right.
Check out my booktube.
Right. Okay, so thank you for commenting either on PHN or in the YouTube channel. If I missed you when I say thank you, it's just because I didn't see you before the show notes, okay? Please feel free to comment, even if we don't always get to respond right away.
Yeah.
We do want to thank Looney Hiker, Meditative Crafter, Wendy, who is MacGyver. Poor lady, she got here and we decided called her MacGyver. I think there's one more person that I don't have down here, but I don't know who it was. So we want to thank all of you. We really, really do appreciate the fact that you take the time to comment.
Yes.
I think it's the lady who is always so sweet about pressing the heart and giving us a thumbs up. I can't remember what her name is. That's not Meditative Crafter, is it? Because I have her on here.
Yeah, that Meditative. I think there's someone else who does it too, but Meditative Crafter definitely does that.
Well, there's another person who commented, I think, and I didn't get a chance to put her on my list here, but I do appreciate all your comments. Ty does as well. And so, yeah, that's about it. I don't know if we'll be podcasting Monday or Tuesday. We're kind of seeing how Talia feels on any given day.
Yeah.
So either Monday or Tuesday, we'll hope to podcast again. So we wish you a very wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, paper crafts, whatever makes your heart happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cape next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 537, and that's a wrap.
Bye.